Okay, so yesterday I asked the question. I wished everybody Happy New Year. So did you figure it out what it is? Karthik, you should know this.
Yes, you told me that. That's why I didn't respond. I mean, you were saying, the year starts with Kartika Masa. I mean, the Margasirisha month is like a beginning of year.
No. That is fine. Margashirsha has not started. It will start in December. But this is, remember that there are, I provided a link. There are 5 kinds of years, right? I said Vatsara, Samvatsara, Parivatsara, and all of those things.
Yeah.
Right? And this one was hold on, what is that? This one, where this one is the year that starts with Jupiter going to the next Rashi. Right? So this is called as the Bhargapatya Yugadi. Jupiter is permanently going to Makar Rashi, and that happened 2 days ago. And so the new Brihaspati year actually started from yesterday.
Okay, so that is also New Year. Whenever it goes to Makara Rashi, it's a New Year again.
No. Every Rashi it goes is a Bhargaspatya Yugadi.
Oh, beautiful. That I know.
Yeah. I mean, it went and then it came back, right? It was okay for a while, came back to Dhanu Rashi, but now it's permanently gone to Makar Rashi. So now the Samvatsara has changed, right? And so that's the new year.
Beautiful.
This is called as the Bhargaspatya Yugadi.
So when is your astrological prediction for all the Rasis coming? I'm just like all the YouTube.
So that is Yugadi, no? That will be in April.
No. You can see the astrologers putting every Rasi. They have a prediction for 2021.
I know, but I'm not that one.
Sunil, you have it. It looks like more people there.
Really, I don't. Nothing is coming up.
There are 5 participants. It says.
Now it's coming. More people are joining. So.
Yeah. Okay, let me open up the Gita. I think we were in 31, 32. Yeah, we were in 33. Verse 33, we had finished the first one, right? Aksharanam akarosmi dvandvaha samasikasya cha. We had finished that one. Ahameva akshaya kalaha data aham vishwato mukhaha. That's the final part. So he says, Ahameva, I am indeed akshaya kalaha. So he's saying kalaha, time, is akshaya. And I am akshaya in the time. That means that which is time is beginningless and endless, and it flows, right? So it is akshaya. Kshaya means that which has an end. Akshaya means that which does not have any end. So I am within the time as akshaya, and therefore the time itself doesn't have any end. We had also talked about time before, but time as a binding force. Here he's saying that time is a flow that never ends, and that never-ending flow is because of me. Because I am akshaya, I give that property to time. And then he says, Data aham vishwato mukhaha. So dhata means dharana poshanayoho dhata. That means, like if you see the tippani here, the Gita Vibhuti says dhata dharana poshana karta here. And then he gives the the Sanskrit derivation. Dudang dharana poshanayoho dhatu. So he says it's dharana dhatu. Sarvading mukhatva hetuna vishwato mukhanama chatur mukhastah ityeke. So some say it is this way. Sarvatra stita mukha upalakshita sarva avayava avayava nityartha ityanena ityanye. That means, so what he's saying, Dhata is the name of Brahma, right? Chaturmukha Brahma, his name is Dhata. So let us see for Chaturmukha Brahma. So if you see Chaturmukha Brahma, so he is the first creation. Chaturmukha Brahma is the first creation. If you look at the birth of that, he is the Adhipati of Rajas. It's activity, the start of activity. And with him, the first birth from him was Prajapatis. That means those that populate the world. Not just people and animals, but even before creation, the Abhimani Devatas of natural phenomenon, they were, and so he's the father of the Prajapatis. Actually, there are more than 10, but the 10 are famous. That's the first 7 Saptarishis, Marichi, Atri, Angirasa, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kratu, and Vasishta, and all the lineages that started from him. And then Shiva was born, and then Narada, but they are not Prajapatis because they did not create people. Of course, Shiva is actually opposite. He ends creation. Daksha Prajapati was a major creation. Daksha Prajapati. So these were all, until Daksha, these were all mind-born sons. That means there's, the sexual reproduction prototype was not yet there at that time when they were all created. And then Bhrigu Rishi was also the creation of Brahma. And then the whole Bhargava Gotra, the Bhargava lineage starts from Bhrigu. So these are all the progenitors of, not, you shouldn't say mankind, because these are all before mankind. So mankind comes after Manu, but these are before Manu, and these are the creators of the Devatas themselves, the Asura Shaktis themselves, all of those things that comes even before the universe is created physically. So they are all of them. These are the progenitors of those Abhimani Devatas. Of course, Saraswati, and there is no, Brahma has no avatara, so he does not take any avatara. And if you look at the hierarchy, of course, Chaturmukha Brahma is at the top. Among all created, again, all jivas start from here. So Prakriti is Nitya Mukta. That means she is never in samsara. Because she is the one that binds everything. So she cannot self-bind. So there is no samsara. Of course, Vishnu is never bound. But then below that are jivas. So it starts from Chaturmukha Brahma and Pradhana, Mukhya Prana, Saraswati, Bharati, and all of those things. The first jiva, Shuddha Sattva jiva, is Chaturmukha Brahma. From him, the whole of creation starts, and that is the Hiranyagarbha. And his consort is Saraswati. And there is no avatara. So Data Aham Vishwato Mukhaha, where if you look at what the Gita Vibhuti is saying about that, see, it says Data Aham, that means within Brahma, I sit as Dharana Poshana Karta. That means I bear the whole creation as well as Poshana Karta. This means I nourish the whole creation, and that is my name, Dhata. And with that name, I am in Dhata, who is Chaturmukha Brahma. And then it says Vishwato Mukha. That's a description. It's an adjective. Vishwatomukha means he who is facing everything. And then here, if you see in the Gita Vibhuti, it says, Sarvadik Mukhatva Hetuna Vishwatomukha Nama. That means because he has 4 faces, he's seeing everywhere. Therefore, his name is Vishwatomukha. And then that is Iti Eke. Some say that, some are of the opinion that this is the 4-faced, facing everywhere. That is the cause of this name. And then he says, Sarvatra Stita Mukha Upalakshita Sarva Avayava Avayava Nityartha Ityanye. That means Mukha is an Upalakshana. By face, they are saying the whole body. That means all of them, like he's referring to the Purusha Sukta. Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasraksha Sahasrapad Sabhumim. So it just, he whose face is everywhere means whose hands are everywhere, whose eyes are everywhere, whose feet are everywhere. So all of them, some say Vishwatomukha means that as well. So he has given 2 meanings to this adjective, Vishwatomukha. And in that form, he's saying in that form, Vishnu is in Brahma with the name Dhata. Okay, so that is the 33rd. And then the 34th. Mrutyuhu sarvaharascha aham udbhavascha bhavishyatam. So, Mrityu Nama, as Mrityu, I am Sarvaharaha. That means I destroy everything. And in Shankar Bhashya, he has distinguished 2 kinds of destructions. One is Dhanahani, that means losing everything. That is one kind of hara. But Pranahani is called Sarvahara. That means everything is gone, if life is gone. So Mrityuhu Sarvahara. Again, Mrityu in Vedanta means different things. Mrityu is like an associate of Yama. Right? He is the actual, the one who gets the jivas. Right? That's the his attendant, his kind of his associate. Then Yama himself is called Mrityu. And then Shiva is called Mrityu. Right? Sankarshana is called Mrityu. Narasimha is called Mrityu. So all of these are Mrityus at various levels. And that means when he says I am Mrityu, means in the Narasimha form I am Mrityu. And as a Sarvaharaha, I am the indweller of Yama. I am the indweller of Yama and the Mrityu Devata who destroy life, who destroy creation in that form. So Mrityu Nama, Sarvaharanat Mrityu Nama. And if you look at the Gita Vibhuti here, Sarvaharaha Marakatva Hetuna Mrityusthaha. That means Sarvahara, with that power of destroying everything, Mrityusthaha. That means he sits as a Antaryami of Mrityu, Yama. Mrityu, Yama's associate, Mrityu, Yama, Mrityu as Shiva. All of them are Mrityus. And then finally it says, Udbhavaha Bhavishyatam. Here, Bhavishyatam Utpatyasyamana. Wow, there's too much. Bhavishyatam Utpatti. Utpatsyamananam. Utpatsyamananam means those that are being born. Utpatsyamana udbhava udbhavayati iti vyutpatyo bhava nama udbhavastaha. That means those that are going to be born in the future. Bhavishyatam, those that are going to be born in future, in them I sit in the name of Udbhavaha. So that means the birth in the future, like I said, Abhava. I don't know if you remember this when we were talking about various ontological, the ontological tree, there it says bhava. So creation is two kinds: bhava, existence; abhava, non-existence. And you look at abhava, there are three kinds of abhava: prag abhava, and then sarva abhava, and then there is a parak abhava or something like that. The prag abhava, that means that which does not, the existence that is not there before the creation of something. No, the final one is pradvamsa bhava. So prag abhava means like a TV was invented. So the abhava of TV before the TV was invented is called prag abhava. When something is destroyed, the abhava that comes after something is destroyed is called pradvamsa abhava. That means there's an abhava of that object or that thing or that person after they are gone. That is pradvamsa bhava. Sada bhava means it doesn't even, is never there, will never be. And this is like a square circle, or a root of minus, like a root of -1 is not real, right? So it will never be real. So that those kinds of things are called sada abhava. That means it neither was there, it neither will be there. So these are three kinds of abhavas. Here he's talking about prag abhava. That means those that will be in the future. In them, I am in the form of udbhava. That means giving them the power to be created in the future. That is called as udbhava, in the name of udbhava. Okay. So udbhava bhavishyatam, those that are born are going to be born in the future. I sit in them in the form of udbhava, in the form of udbhava. And then he's talking about the 7 gunas. These are also the 7 Daksha Prajapati's daughters, names of Daksha Prajapati's daughters that he gave to Dharma. Kirtihi, Shrihi, Vak, Cha Narinam, Smrutihi, Medha, Dhrutihi, Kshama. So these are all in these names. I am in these, causing these gunas. These are all gunas. Kirti, what is Kirti?
Is it fame?
Kirti is fame. That means name recognition. Kirti literally means name recognition. That's why Kirtana, that means name chanting, is called Kirtana. Right? So Kirti is name recognition or fame, basically fame. Shrihi is wealth. Right? Vak is the power of speech. Right? That is the power of speech that one has. Toastmasters. that's Vak Shakti. So these are also the 3 forms of Shri Bhudurga also. Right? That Vak Shakti is because of Paramatma. The wealth, Shri, that comes is also because of Paramatma. The Kirti that comes is also because of Paramatma. And then Smrutihi. Smriti is Smarana Shakti, memory. Right? Medha is Dharana Shakti. What is the difference? See, people, what is Medha Shakti?
Ability to tolerate, is it?
No, Medha Shakti means it's also called as a Dharana Shakti. It means it's reading everything and knowing it. Right? It's not bookish knowledge, but it is kind of you know how to implement it. That is called as the Dharana Shakti when you study. Right? If you don't have the Dharana Shakti, that means you have crammed and you have forgotten everything. So Smriti and Medha are connected with each other. Medha requires Smriti, that means memory, but it's more than that. Medha Shakti means it's knowing the relationships of things that you've learned and how to apply them. That's the Medha Shakti. Dhruti is dhairya, courage. That's Dhruti. And Kshama. Kshama is tolerance. Right? It's tolerance is Kshama. So he says these 7 gunas, very important gunas. And also that these are the Devis. I am in them and giving these powers. So Kirti is name recognition or fame. Shrihi is wealth. Vak is the power of speech. Smriti is the power of memory. Medha Shakti is the power of digesting knowledge. And then Dhriti is courage. Kshama is tolerance. Right? All of these are, he says, all of these are because of Paramatma. All of these power come because of Paramatma. Okay, so 35. Any questions so far?
So what is it, Bhavishyatam? I mean, that is on 34 though. I noted down. I want to ask you this question.
No, Bhavishyatam means those that are going to be born in the future.
Oh, okay. Okay.
In them, I sit as Udbhava.
Okay.
Right, in the
I
form.
noted
Because,
down. I did.
Yeah.
It's like the future generation.
Not only future generation, anything in the future. Future yugas, future manvantaras, future kalpas.
Okay.
Everything in the future.
Super. Thanks.
Okay. And then 35. Brihat Sama Tatha Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham Masanam Margashirshoham Rutunam Kusumakaraha. So Brihat Sama Tatha Samnam. So this one is you see, Sama, the Sama Veda is about music.
Yeah.
It's about different ways of singing. So there are some ways of singing. Again, these are without really showing the thing.
Yeah.
It's difficult to understand.
Okay.
But I'm going to kind of like if you look at the Samagana, there are different ways of singing Samagana. And some of these are, it's called Rathantara is one way of singing. Vairupa, Vairaja, Shakvara, Brihat. So these are all the different ways of singing. And he says, I am Brihat way of singing. Again, this is, without knowing the Samagana and what it is very difficult to understand this. But in different ways of singing, Krishna is saying, the best way of singing the Samagana is Brihat way of singing. And I am the one that gives that way of singing the fame or the greatness that it is. And among all the chandas, he says, I am the Gayatri among all the chandas. Right? And now let us look at see, in the Vedas, there are 7 main chandas. They are also called the Saptamatara, the sisters. That is a Saptaswasa, Saptaswara, right? Sari, Gama, Pada, Ni, as well as these Sapta, Gayatri, Ushnik, Anushtup, Brihati, Pankti, Trishtup, Jagati. So these are the 7 basic base chandas, meters, prosody that the poetry is. And Veda is basically the majority of the Vedic verses are in Gayatri. And it's also called Gayatri Cha Veda Mata. Gayatri is the mother of the Vedas. It is the prosody or the meter in which the majority of the Veda mantras are composed, or I shouldn't say composed, but they are there. So if you look at the basic, see, it starts with the basic, which is 24 aksharas, which is 8 aksharas per line, 3 padas. That is the whole of majority of Vedas is 8 aksharas and 3 padas, which is 24. Gayatri mantra is 24 aksharas, right? And then that is 24. And then Ushnik is another meter, and that is 7 aksharas, 4 padas. So it is the basic one with 4 padas. Right? There are 4 padas, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Ushnik Chandas is the basic with 4 padas. That is 7 letters per quarter and 4 padas, 4
So
quarters.
do you, I mean, I'm just asking. So we have Gayatri mantra you taught us, and, it'll be nice. I mean, I'm more interested, like, what is Ushnik? If you have anything like Ushnik, Anushtup, then we can note it down. That'll be good.
Ushnik I have to see. Anushtup, of course, all the mantras that we did
Yeah.
is Anushtup, no?
No,
Vakratunda
how they
Mahaka.
written. I'm just thinking, how do they write that?
That is.
That is like, how do they come up with that term?
So think of the Vakratunda Mahaka. See, Vakratunda Mahakaya 8.
8, yeah.
Koti Surya Samaprabha 8.
8.
Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva 8. Sarva Karyeshu Sarvada 8. So 8 times 4, that is the Anushtup.
Oh, okay, super.
That is this. And the Brihaspati Gayatri, Rushabham Charashaninam, see, 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So what you should do for that, it is Gayatri. So that is why Rushabham Charashaninam. Instead of saying Charshani, you should say Charashani. So
yeah, then it becomes
Rushabham Charashaninam Vishwarupamadabhyam Brahaspatim Varenyam. So 8 times 3, 24, Gayatri.
wow, super.
See, even Gayatri Mantra, it's actually 23. Tat Savitur Varenyam is 7. So that's why you should say Tat Savitur Varenyam. Instead of Varenyam, it is Varenyam.
So we need to put the stress on the knee.
No, it is together. You have to make it separate.
Okay.
Tat Savitur Varenyam becomes 8. 8, 8, 8.
So then it becomes the mantra will be powerful when you do that way.
Yeah.
Super. Thank you.
Sunil, the Bhagavad Gita itself in Anushtup, right?
Majority are Anushtup. Next chapter is Trishtup. Next chapter, when he is seeing the vision, he's, that all of those compositions are in Trishtup.
So who decided? I mean, the Vedavyasa decided and put Anushtup and Trishtup, and he made that decision. Sunil, is that correct?
Yeah, I mean this. See, Rachana Patuma. There is one. This one in the Vayustuti. Rachana Patumatha.
Okay.
Vagdevi Sasavidya Dravinada Vidita Draupadi Rudrapadnya Udrikta Dragabhadra Drahayata Daita Purva Bhimagnyate. So Rachana Patumatha means it is like just like that, spontaneity. Right? See, if you look at the older as you go old, ancient times, India, what they respected was spontaneity. So if you look at music,
yeah, that's true.
Until Ilayaraja is spontaneity.
Yeah, that's correct.
Somebody asks him, he comes up with a tune, 10 tunes, that is spontaneity, right? You come to A.R. Rahman, it is sitting, thinking, trying this, mixing in computer, seeing if it is, sounds good, adding another instrument, removing instrument. That is production. That is Western way. What the West does is production. What India does is spontaneity.
Beautiful. This
right?
is beautiful.
So whether it is in music, right? The tabla guy will come from somewhere. The singer comes from somewhere. The violin guy comes from somewhere. They all come and sit. Do you think they all sit together and practice? They come together spontaneously and improv. So India values improvisation, improv. That is what we value is improv. When things change, you have to think on your feet and change and improvise, right? That is what is valued. If you look at all old artists,
Yeah.
poets.
Yeah.
Who did the value? What's his name? You're the Tamil guy, man. That
Actor, you mean?
the
Actor.
poet.
Kannadasan.
Why is he considered great?
Oh, he's
Spontaneous.
spontaneous. Yeah, he comes just like that for him.
You tell him that tan 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 tan. He tells you the verse. I mean the lyrics to it,
Do it.
and it goes well with the rhythm of the music.
Yeah.
That is considered greatness. Not sitting with 10 people discussion. Do you think we put that is West? In West, production is important. In the East, improv and spontaneity is important.
So it means that, I mean, this, just to get an idea, ours is more like nature, what comes naturally. Here it's like artificial, like
Design.
Design.
You sit and design, put together, see if it sounds good, see if other people like it, change. That's called as production. It's a production design.
It's more like marketing strategy.
It's like that. That is why if you look at the old way of doing, it is spontaneity.
Even MS Vishwanathan or even KB Mahadevan or even before, they're all spontaneous.
They're all, they come, they whatever situation is told, they come up with a tune then and there. And then
it's even with GK Venkatesh, right? GK Venkatesh,
yeah.
Spontaneous. Yeah.
So that is the improv. That is. I mean, for that you need to really have that jnana, the knowledge.
Bless.
Same with poetry. Nobody is sitting and composing. Oh, 5 letters are there. I need no, nothing like that. It comes out naturally. Right? Everything comes out naturally. Like in the one that I said, Rachana Putumata, the poet is asking Saraswati to give the knowledge of Vak, the Vak Shakti, so that he composes it. Rachana Patumata means on the fly coming up. There's no thinking involved. It just comes. Right?
Beautiful.
So that is called as, that is the thing. They did not design it. They did not plan out, here I will have Trishtub, it just comes out. When the situation is like that, Trishtub comes out. When the situation is something else, this one will come out. Anushtup will come out. Right? And then if you look at so that is the Anushtup is 8 times 4 padas, 8 aksharas, 32. So 24, 28, 32. Brihati Chandas, 36. So it is 36. And very important, see, Brihati Sahasra. So if you do 1,000 verses of Brihati Chandas, how many aksharas will be there?
1,000.
See, each verse is 36 letters.
Okay.
And there are 1,000 verses. How many will be there?
36,000 divided by 36.
36,000 will be there.
36.
What is the significance of 36,000?
That yuga or some, it comes like.
No. That is the number of the nadis you have on one side of the body.
Yeah,
Right?
18,000.
And it is also the number of days in the life of 100 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what they do is they use this. When they use 1,000 verses of this Brihati Chandas, it connects with the nadis in the body and the days in the lifespan of a person. Each day is one pada.
Okay.
I mean one verse each day, 36, right? So like that. So 36,000. So it is called as Brihati Sahasra, right? And so 2 such will be 72,000. The total number of nadis in the body will be the verses. So they connect this, the poetry to body, to the number of days, everything they connect like template. Like they connect each one to each other. And so Brihati Sahasra is connected with prana, because that's what goes in a nadi. So Brihati Sahasra means 36,000 letters will be there. And so that is the number of nadis in the body. So they connect those two.
Do you
That's
have any?
Brihati.
Do you have any example for Brihati Sandas?
Brihati, I'll collect those. Brihati, I don't know.
Sorry, I'm asking too much.
No. I don't know about Brihati. I have to see, because Ushnik Brihati, it's not really something that you see all the time.
But it should be there in the Rik Yajur.
Oh, yeah, it's there. Brihati is there. Brihati is there, but I have to see which one is Brihati.
Oh, see.
Pankti, it is the one for Shiva. Right? Pankti Chandas is 40 letters. And in this one, what they do, it's 8 times 5 padas. Right? You can do 10 times 4 padas or 8 times 5 padas. And which is 8 times 5 padas, it's Pancharupi Shiva. Shiva's 5 heads, right? When he created the Panchabhutas, he had 5 heads. From each one of them, each Bhuta came. So it is for Shiva. All the Shiva's verses, they come in Pankti Chandas. So instead of 4 quarters, there is actually 5 padas. There are 5 padas.
Okay.
5 lines of poetry. Right? Trishtup. Trishtup is again is 11 aksharas times 4. Again, in the next chapter, majority of them are all Trishtup. It's 11. Trishtup, of course, Trishtup example is there. Trishtup is there. Jagati example is there.
Pankti is more Shiva means it's more this Triambagam Yajamage. Is that Bhakti part of it? No.
No. See, you can see, it's not Trayambakam. It's Tryam. Tryam is 1 letter.
Okay.
Tryambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. Tryambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhana Mrityor Mukshiya Mamrutat. So if Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. So it's Urvarukamiva Bandhanan. So it is Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam. So that is 8.
8.
So Trambakam Yajamahe 7.
7.
Trambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam 8. Urvarukamiva Bandhanan 9. Mrityor Mukshiya Mamrutat 8. See how it is?
Yeah.
7,
8.
7, 8,
9.
9, 8.
Yeah.
So in one pada, it is 1 letter short. In another pada is 1 letter more. So it is still Anushtup.
Understood. Oh, okay. 32. Yeah, it's coming exactly 32.
Yeah. So it is 32, but it is not 8, 8, 8, 8, 32. It is 7, 8, 9, 8.
Super, Sunil. Super. Thank you.
Right? So that's how it is.
Yeah,
So
because I was thinking, what is considered when I chant. Yeah.
See, if you do Trayambakam, see, Trayambakam Yajamahe, it comes 8.
8.
Sugandhim Pushti Vardhanam 8. Urvarukamiva Bandhanan 9. Mrityor Mukshiya Mamrutat 8. So it is no longer, it is how many? 33.
Yeah, 33. Yeah, you're
So
right.
it is not Trayambakam, it's Trayambakam. Trayambakam is 1. Is 1.
Triam. So
Trayambakam Yajamahe is 7. It should be 7, 8,
7.
9, 8.
Otherwise it becomes 33.
Yeah. So what is important is that the number of aksharas, if there are 32, becomes Anushtup. And there are different variations of Anushtup. It can be 8 times 4. It can be 7, 8, 9, 8. It can be 7, 7, 9, 9. Whatever variations there are, if they make 32, it becomes Anushtup. But there are different Anushtup version, different variations of Anushtups. Okay.
Super.
And Trishtup, Adityasya gata gatairahara. No. Adityasya gata gatairahara samshiyate jivit. Oh, that is big one. Trishtup.
I think Meghaduta is in Tristub, is it?
No, even Bhagavad Gita, there's a lot of Trishtup verses. Hold on, let me see. I can actually pull one here.
You remember, Sunil, you said like Kalidasa, tan, 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 tan. What is that? Like tan, tan, tan,
That is Meghaduta, right?
Yeah.
That is that part of Anushtup or Trishtup, Sunil?
Tan tan ta tan tan ta ta tan ta tam taha. That's Trishtup.
Trishtup, okay.
Trishtup, yeah.
Okay. That's a beautiful one. Sunil, can you say that one more time, if you don't mind?
Hold on. No, it is I forget.
No, you say.
Jalamaharantyaha hastachyuto hema kumbho. No, Ramayane, I think Ramayane or Rama, something in Rama's time or something, or for Rama's puja. Jalamaharantyaha hastachyuto hema kumbho yuvatyaha sopana margena karoti shabdam tatham tatham tham tatatham tatam taha.
Wow.
So that is 11.
That's beautiful.
Right, that is 11. This one, 11 times 4.
11 times 4.
Or here, if you look at, I'm looking at. See, Arjuna Vacha in the 11th chapter. You want to see one nice big one. Yeah, here. Damstrakaralani chate mukhani drustvaiva kalanala sannamami dishona janena labhecha sharma prasida devesha jagannivasa. That means, he's seeing, Arjuna is saying, I'm seeing your teeth, the canine teeth that are, that are very ferocious.
Mm.
And so he's describing that form where he's seeing. This is in the next chapter, in the Vishwarupa Darshana. So he switches to Trishtu, right? Or he says, where Arjuna Vacha, Pashyami devams tava deva dehe, sarvams tatha bhuta vishesha sanghan, brahmanamisham kamalasanastam, rishimscha sarvanuragamscha divyan. So I see Brahma, I see Shiva, I see all the rishis, everybody inside you. That is what Arjuna is saying. Right? So that is, all of those things are Trishtup Chandas. Then Jagati is 12 times 4. That is 48. Right? That's 48 aksharas. And that is, again, Jagati is also, you can see it in a lot of poetries. The Dwadasha Stotra, that, Madhva's Dwadasha Stotra for Krishna, it's all in that Jagati Chandas, like 12. So that is.
So, Sunil, sorry to interrupt. Even in Tamil, they all these poetic stuff, the Tripavai, Thruambavai, all that should have come in one of these, right, Sunil? Like if you look at that, some of the slokas.
No, it's there in Kannada poetry, Marathi, Punjabi.
So this is the base. This is the base they must have used.
Yeah, because see, these are all. This is nothing but rhythm.
Okay.
Tan tan ta tan tan ta ta tan ta tan ta. That is rhythm. It's like drums.
Yeah.
That is nothing but meter.
Okay.
What drum beat that you are composing to.
Okay.
Right. So that is Lagu Guru. Tak tak dang tak tak dang tak tak dang. So that is, see, tak is called Lagu, short beat. Dang is Guru. Right? Like this one, the Ganesha mantra. What is that? The mantra.
Ganana.
Vakratunda.
Okay.
So, see, if you look at that, Vakratunda Ma. The fifth letter is Lagu Ma. Sixth is Ha Guru Kaya. So, Anushtup always fifth is short and sixth is long.
Okay.
In the first pada. Vakratunda Ma Ha Kaya Koti Surya Sa. See again, Sa Lagu. Sa. Koti Surya Sa Map. It's Map because it's Samap Prabha, right? Map Prabha. And in the second pada, the sixth is long and the seventh is short. And then Nirvignam Kuru Ru is again short. Me long. Deva. Sarva Karyeshu short. Sar long. Va short. Da.
Okay.
Right? So that is the structure of Anushtup. All Anushtup will have this structure. So it is like duck, 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 and then duck, 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 duck. So that becomes a big.
Okay.
So you're composing to that duck, 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 like that.
Okay. So all the tunes and in any movies or non-movies kind of based off of
It's all with yeah. If you go, look at Ilayaraja's interview. He says this is the meter for that.
Yeah.
And then he says tuck, 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 tuck. Right. So that would be your meter.
Okay.
So that is Lagu Guru. That means short or long. Which one is short or long?
Okay.
So that is how.
Those things are done now. Nobody is following.
That's why when there was improv, when there was value for that, then it was. Now it is like somebody creates something, they bring that, they add it as a base, and then they add their words on the top of it. So it is a production.
Yeah.
So that is. So it's not the individual creativity and the greatness of that individual. It is like 10 people do 10 things and you bring everything together and kind of mishmash those things. That is.
Even singing earlier used to be, only SPB, the
See,
that's it.
SP said this in one of the interviews. He said at that time, like he and what's it?
S. Janaki.
S. Janaki. So he and S. Janaki would be together in the studio, learn the tune, try it out, and all of those things. Now he is somewhere else, and he's only given the beat, tuck, 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 and the words, and he's simply putting his headphones on and he's just speaking. That's it. He doesn't know the music. There, they had a live orchestras playing. When they were singing, the orchestra would play.
Yeah.
Right. Now there is no orchestra. There's some filler will be there.
Yeah.
So that they'll put, and then they don't even know how the final song will come.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like the fun is gone, is what SP was saying. At that time we would all meet, and there'd be orchestra playing at the same time, and S. Janaki and me will be singing. There was fun. Now I am somewhere, somebody is somewhere. I don't even know the music. I only hear some filler, something will come, and I just say. And then finally, when the song comes out, he knows, oh, that is how the song will be. Because until then, nobody knows, because they have not tried different sounds and all of those things. So nobody knows how the final song would be.
That's perfect now.
Yeah. So this is the art. The improv is India's art. But there is the value for that is gone. There's no value for improv.
Even now, the months that Margashirisha month, when you start, earlier I'm talking about 25 years when I was growing up. Every street people used to do the sloka chanting everywhere. people used to go walk and 4:30 in the morning. They do that prana, this thing and all. Now it's all over. They're not.
Yeah. Okay, so this is meter, and what I'm showing here is why he's saying that Gayatri is the foundation of all of the meters. Everything can be derived from 8 letters. So if you look at this one, Ushnik is 8 times 2, and 12 is nothing but the Vyahritis, right? Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha. Bhur, Bhuva, Swa. That is 4. So if you add 8 plus 4, that will give you 12. Remember the mandala. The mandala, it would show 8-petaled lotus.
Yeah.
Then there is this, the Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha in the triangle. So that is the one. So Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha is Vyahritis. That is 4 aksharas. So one Gayatri, if you add 4 aksharas, it becomes 12. So then 8 times 2 plus 12 times 1, that becomes Ushnik. 8 times 4 is Anushtam. 8 times 3 plus 12 times 1, which is Gayatri plus Vyahriti, becomes Brihati. 8 times 5 is Pankti. 8 times 4 plus 12 is Trishtup. And then 2 times 24, which is again 2 Gayatris and 4 Vyahritis, half of Gayatri. That is Jagati. So basically, all of these are based in Gayatri. So that is why Gayatri is Vedamata. All of these different chandas is basically based in the 8-letter prosody. The 8-letter prosody is the base of all of them. And therefore, it says among all of the chandas, I am the Gayatri chandas.
There is something called Rudra Gayatri. It says the Rudra Gayatri, Devi Gayatri, Surya Gayatri, Paramhansa Gayatri.
No. That is Gayatri mantras, different Gayatri mantras. It's not, that means it is
main Gayatri.
Yeah, it is. It needs to have the like Varenyam. That Varenyam should be there. No, Dhimahi and Prachodayat. These things, it should be there, or any of them. Like for example,
Dakshinamurti. Om Dakshinamurte Vitmahe Tyahastaya Dhimahi Tanno Disha Prachodayat.
Yeah, that is Dakshinamurti Gayatri.
Oh, Dakshinamurti. Okay.
Yeah.
Sunil, the different types of Gayatris are chanted for different purposes, is it?
No, these are Gayatri mantras of different deities. So each deity will have different, like for example, Tanno Dantit Prachodayat. So that is the Gayatri for Ganesha. Right? So Tanno Rudra Prachodayat. So there's a Gayatri for Rudra, like that, Lakshmi Prachodayat. There is a Gayatri for Lakshmi.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay. So this is the
Sorry, to interrupt, one more question on the Purusha Suktam.
Yeah.
What is it in chandas? It's in one of these chandas, right? So,
see, Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha.
7.
How many?
7. 7, right?
8.
Sahasra
Sahasra Shirsha Purushaha. Sahasrakshas Sahasrapad. 8. Sabhumim Vishvato Vritva. 8. Atyatishtat Dashangulam. 8. So Anushtam.
Okay.
Purusha evedam sarvam. 8. Yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. See, yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam. 7. Utamrtatvasyeeshanah. 8. Yadannenati rohati. 8. So it is 8, 7, 8, 8. So what do you have to do? See, what is that? Purusha evedam sarvam. 8. Yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam.
Bhavyam. Okay.
Bhavyam. Then it will become 8.
Oh, you should not say Bhavyam. Bhavyam.
Yeah, because see, unless one of the padas had an excess letter, If one of the padas had excess letter, then it will be 32.
Okay. Okay.
Now what happened in this one? It is 8788.
Yeah.
That is 31. So your chandas is gone.
Okay.
So Purusha evedam sarvam yad bhutam yaccha bhavyam utamritatvasyesanah yad annenati rohati. Then it will be Anushtup chandas.
Understood. So even Narayana Suktam also going to be in the Anushtup, most likely.
You have to count. You have to count and see.
Got it.
Even in Purusha Sukta, I believe there is a Trishtup somewhere. Yeah, there is one Trishtup. I think the end. Yajnena yajnamaya janta devaha. So that is the last one. The last one is Trishtup. Yajnena yajnamaya janta devaha 11. Tani dharmani pratamanyasyan 10. Tehanakam mahimanassa chante 10. Yatra purve satya santi devaha 10. So then you have to, like, it's 11, 10, 10, 10. So you have to kind of split to make it 11, 11, 11, 11.
Wow.
So there is a whole science to it. It's fantastic.
Then it's a Trishtup, right? So if it is 11, okay, 11, 11 means okay. Four lines of 11. It's like 44. That's how they count.
Trishtup. That is Trishtup.
When they finish it, even Purusha Sukta, Aham Manishanam, Sarvam Manishanam. So those where it stands, so when they finish it, Sarvam Manishanam, Aham Manishana. Oh, that's how they finish it.
So it is all, you have to count.
Okay.
So most of them are in Anushtup. But see, for Shiva, Trishtup, because it is 11, right? Ekadasha. So 11 stands for Shiva. So that either it is Trishtup, Shiva for Shiva mantras, for the Rudras, or Pankti, 5. So for Shiva, it's either 5 lines, or 11 letters per line. So those things. Okay. And then again, these are all the number of different chandas. This is in the this is the basic foundation in the Vedic literature, but there are so many others. One letter, 4 padas. Ukta, Atyukta, Madhya, Pratishtha, all of these are there. From here Gayatri starts. See, 6 times 4. If you have 4 pada of 6 letters each, then it is also Gayatri, because it's 6 times 4, 24. 8 times 3, 24, like that. Okay. And this one, there's a 19 called Shardula Vikridita. And then there's 21 letters that is called Shragdara. Again, these are what Meghaduta, Kalidasa used to use Shragdara a lot. 21 letters per line, which is 4 letters total. Right? And then there is a beautiful Narsimha mantra that plays with the name of these two. See, Shardula Vikridita means the lion. It's the play of the lion. Right? Shardula is lion, the king of animal. That's a lion. So the name of the chandas is its lion. Right? Shragdara is wearing a garland. Right? So there's a Narsimha mantra that plays with the name of this, the lion wearing the garland, which is when Narsimha removed the intestine and wore it as a garland, right? That is these 2 chandas, Shragdara, which is wearing the garland, and Shardula Vikridita, which is the lion, right? And there's this is a beautiful, it's called Narsimha Nakastuti, and you can see, right? Pantvasman Puruhuta Vairi Valavan Matanga Madjat Ghata Kumbhochadri Vipathanadikapato Pratyeka Vajraitaha. That is 19 and 19. And then Shrimat Kantiravasya Pratata Sunakara Daritara Tidura Pradvastadvant Shanta Pravita Manasa Bhavita Bhuri Bhagai. 21-21. Narsimha, it is describing Narsimha. First two lines is 19, right? That is the one who is wearing the intestine. The second two lines are 21. It is the lion. So not only is it playing with the, it is playing, is telling the story through the names of the Chandas. Lion wearing the garland. It is telling that story. Beautiful. I mean, you know, if you go deep into this, you know, how they have played with this, it's fantastic. Okay. So that is the Chandas, right? So let's look at the next one. Okay. So Brihat Sama Tatha Samnam Gayatri Chandasamaham. So we understood that. Masanam Margashirshoham Rutunam Kusumakaraha. So among all of the masas, I'm the Margashirsha Masa. What is why?
It shows the path.
First of all, how many masas are there?
Wow.
4.
12 masas.
12 masas. What are the 12 masas? I have it here, right? Chaitra, Vaishakha, Jyeshta, Ashada, Shravana, Bhadrapada, Ashwayuja, Kartika, the one we are in, Kartika Masa. Then Margashirsha, Pushya, Magha, Phalguna Masa. The last one is Phalguna Masa. Okay. And what are the names based on? Based on the full moon happening in which nakshatra? For Chaitra Masa, usually Chitra Nakshatra, Chitta Nakshatra, there will be full moon, or around Chitra Nakshatra, there will be full moon. Vaishakha Masa, Vishakha Nakshatra, full moon. Jyeshta Masa, Jyeshta Nakshatra. Ashada Masa, this Purva Ashada, Uttara Ashada Nakshatra. Shravana Masa, the full moon will be in Shravana Nakshatra. Bhadrapada Masa, in the Purva Bhadrapada. Ashwayuja Masa, the full moon will be in the Ashwini Nakshatra. Kartika Masa, this month, the full moon was in the Kritika Nakshatra.
It's coming, right, Sunil? It's coming.
No. This month.
Yeah, it's going to be coming next week.
Yeah, it's coming next week, correct. It's coming next week. Today is Shatabisha. So, Purva Bhadrapada, Uttara Bhadrapada, Revati, Ashwini, Bharani, Kritika is 6 days.
So, and also the important thing is, like in Kartika Masa, the birth star of, the
Kartikeya.
Tiruvannamalai, they do lit the light for the Shiva. They do a big puja. I mean, it's a very big festival.
Yeah.
That's a Paurnami meeting.
Yeah. So Kartika Masa, Kritika. The Kritikas, and so Agni, right? Agni is the Adhidevata of Kritika Nakshatra. So Agni, a lot of fire.
That's why they fire it. You explained to me one day why they put the fire, because it's fire. Kritika.
Yeah, it is ruled by Agni.
Yeah.
Right? And then Margashira Masa is next month. December 15th, Margashira Masa starts until January. Mid-January. Okay. So then Pushya Masa, in Pushya Nakshatra, the full moon will be there. Makha Nakshatra, full moon will be Magha Masa. And Phalguni Nakshatra, full moon will be Phalguna Masa. Okay. Now, why is Krishna saying Margashira? Margashira Masa is among, what is the greatness of Margashira Masa? Chaitra is the first month. Shravana is the nice this one season.
Anything to do with the new year?
Huh?
Is it starting of the new year?
Which new year?
Margashira Masa.
When did it start? Which new year is starting in December?
of the 5.
No. None of the 5 starts in December.
Okay.
See, if you look at the name for the Masa, the old name for is Agrahayana Masa. That means the first month of the year. So in the ancient times, Margashira Masa was the first month.
So,
And if you look at the, each Masa has a Masa Niyamaka. So there are 12 forms of Vishnu going with each month as the Masa Niyamaka. So see, Keshava starts in the Margashira Masa. Keshava Isva, Narayana Isva, Madhava Isva, Govindanama, Vishnuvenama, Mutsudanaya, Trivikramayana, Vamanana, Sridharama, Shikeshana, Padmanabhayana, Damodarayana. So the 12 forms of Vishnu goes with 12 months. Think of the 12 lettered in the mandala, in the Chakrabja mandala, the 12 petaled lotus, right? And each of them was from the 12 names. But where is Keshava is not starting from here. Keshava starts from here. Keshava, this Masa is called Damodara Masa. This Masa is Damodara Masa. Right? Damodara Masa. And so that means at some point of time in the ancient times, Margashira Masa was the first month. And Kartika Masa and Deepavali was the celebration of the end of the year. And that is the celebration of lights, so that the end of the year, the next year should be full of light. Right? So, and this is fantastic that Margashira Masa was actually the first month. And it is also the month when the Bhagavad Gita was revealed. Bhagavad Gita is also Margashira Masa. Margashira Shukla Ekadashi is Bhagavad Gita, Gita Jayanti. Right?
That is why a lot of North Indians, they have the new accounts open on that day, it seems. Because for a lot of people, the accounting new year is Diwali day, right? So
yeah, but that is that is the starting of Kartik Masa. The starting of the 12th month.
oh, okay.
Yeah, but Margashira starts in December.
Yeah.
And if you look at all of the activities, it starts in December.
yeah,
Right? All of the singing, all of the things, everything, like you were saying, Kartik,
Yeah.
that, there's all of these singing competitions
Carnatic
and
singing.
Carnatic, all. Why in December? Why in Margashira Masa?
They want to
Margadi.
start good.
So that is all. It's actually the celebration of the new year's first month.
Now it makes sense. Now I celebrate. Yeah,
Now you can see, okay, why everything increases in Margashira Masa? Why Masana Margashirsha? Why Krishna is saying that Margashirsha is the first month? I mean, is the special month. Why? Because it is the first month of the year.
it's like celebrating New Year that we do now.
It is exactly.
Celebrate it whole through the month and praying and all that. And
It is like saying among all the months, January is the best. Right? Like that, Masanam Margashirsha. So among all the months, Margashirsha Masa is the greatest. It's the foundation from which all the other months come. Margashirsha Masa. Therefore, all of the good things, all of the, there's a lot of vratas that start in the Margashirsha. It's just like, when the new year starts, people join gym, they take all of these things, that is all. If you look at all the vratas, everything starts in Margashira Masa. There's so many vratas in Margashira Masa. That is our way of New Year resolution. Our New Year, yeah.
That is there. And also Vaikuntha Ekadashi is so popular in that month.
It is in Margashira Masa. Vaikuntha Ekadashi comes in Margashira Masa.
Yeah. So popular.
Yeah. And also, see, the Uttana Dwadashi comes, right?
Yeah.
There's a Uttana Dwadashi.
When is it? Next, I mean, in Margashira months?
No. Uttana Dwadashi, say after Deepavali, Next, now Uttana Dwadashi comes. I know some you have to check the calendar.
Wednesday coming. Ekadashi.
It's Wednesday,
Wednesday is Ekadashi. Yeah.
the 12th, then Thursday. Check Thursday.
Okay. Okay. Thursday could be Dwadashi.
It is called Uttana Dwadashi.
Uttana Dwadashi. Okay. Uttana Dwadashi. Okay. Yeah, confirm, Sunil. Thursday.
Right. So that means, see, in if you look at the in the Indian for the sannyasis, there's something called Chaturmasya. They have a Chaturmasya Vrata. That means they are, they're stationed in one place. They don't travel the 4 months. Right. The month of Karkataka, Simha, Kanya, and Tula. Right. The 4 solar months. And then when the Vrishchika Masa comes, they start traveling. Right. Now that 4 month, it's Paramatma is sleeping. I mean, it is just like the energies in the world. Uttana means he wakes up. From Uttana, from this Thursday, Vishnu wakes up.
Oh.
When Vishnu wakes up, all good things can start.
Wow, what an arrangement.
And then Margashira starts.
So also they say in Margashira, this is what I learned, and this is what I taught. I mean, even Ram, he can help me. The thing is, in Margashira month, you have to wake up at 4:30. People will start going to the temple. 3:30, 4:30, they'll wake up.
That is what, man. Think of joining the gym and your New Year resolution.
People will have to go to have bath and go to Narayana. I mean, temple, Shiva temple will be all filled by that time.
Yeah.
I mean, now it's gone. That's over. But I'm just saying that time, it's like a religiously people have to wake up, and they put songs also. Every street, 3:30 they will wake up everyone up.
People in India, they still do it, and then even here, like some people are still following. At least in Phoenix, like don't decide the Tiruvambavai.
Yeah, they stopped because they said that it is affecting the elderly people. I mean, they're no hospitals. They're waking up older people. They put the ban on it. Now it's like gone. They cannot put it. You cannot put. Okay, I mean, controversial subject, but I'm just saying that they didn't stop anyone, saying anything in mosque. If you go mosque, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, they sing it, like whatever this thing they didn't stop that, but they stopped this one. It's completely, that's it.
But it all of these make sense when you see that at some point of time, Margashira Masa was the first month.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
because that is like purity. You people do fast all through the month.
Yeah, Margashira Masa is very, very important.
Very important. Yeah.
Because of that, and because Uttana Dwadashi is next Thursday, that means the Paramatma has woken up in the sense that the energies are turning to be positive now. So all good things happen.
And I remember one of the old lady, Brahmana lady. I know. I wish I can die in Margashira month. That's what she always pray for.
Yeah.
And she died also in Margashira month. She says that's a very auspicious thing to happen.
It's very auspicious. Yes, because of it's a new year in that sense.
Yeah. Now I can collect everything. Now it's just like bits and parcels of information. Now I can you put the finishing line now.
Yeah. And that is why, if you look at this, that is why the Masa Niyamaka is Keshava.
Okay.
This is the first one. So this is this month is called Damodara Masa.
Okay.
Next month, that is the end of the year. And if there is a 13th month, if it's a special month, then it's Purushottama Masa. The 13th month, when they add extra month, Adhika Masa, that becomes Purushottama Masa.
So when you say, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda, Damodara comes here, Sunil, right? The Brahmantra.
The Nyasa. That is a Nyasa.
Okay.
But it's the 12 names, and then there's 24 names. And all of think of the Chakrabja Mandala, the mandala that I was saying, 12 petal lotus.
Yeah.
And the Dwadashakshari mantra, all of those are connected to the number of months in the year.
Okay.
And then, but the starting is actually not Chaitra, it's actually Margashira. And the ancient name for Margashira is Agrahayana Masa, which means the first month of the year.
Agraha.
Agrahayana means the first of the year, the top of the year is what it means. Agra Bhaga, it means top.
Agraha. So
Agra means the top.
okay, we have something called Agrahara houses. Agrahara houses.
Agrahayana means in that ayana, in the year, it is in the Agra Bhaga, it means in the topmost. So at some point of time, it was the first month of the year. And that explains why Keshava is the Masa Niyamaka of Margashira Masa. It's the first month. So celebrate this time on December 15th as if it's the first month. Then everything will click. Oh, okay, fine. Now everything makes sense. Why people are singing, why activities have increased. That is all because of this. Got it?
Got it.
And then he says, Rutunam Kusumakara. Among all the seasons, Kusumakara means where the flowers spring or where the flowers bloom, which is spring season, Vasanta. So among all the season, it is Vasanta here, but among all the months, it is Margashira here. The first month and the first season, spring season, where things spring. Right? So what are the 6 months? 6 seasons. Vasanta Rutu for Chaitra and Vaishakha. This is starting in March, April, and then April and May will be this one. June, July will be Jyeshtha and Ashada. Grishma Rutu, that is summer season. And then the rainy season, Varsha Rutu, Shravana Bhadrapada. August, July, August season. In India, it's the rainy season, right? And in the songs, what is this? Savan Bado, Shravana Bhadrapada. Mere Naina Savan Bado means these two eyes are like Shravana Masa, Bhadrapada Masa, always crying.
Oh.
Now, that's the poetry. I don't know if you've heard that song. It's an old song.
Okay. Hindi, yeah? Hindi.
See, Savan ka Mahina means Shravana Masa. In Hindi, it is a kind of corruption of Shravana is Savan. Savan is Shravana.
Okay.
So these are the July, August kind of the rainy season. Ashvayuja, Sharad Rutu, shedding. That is fall season. Sharad Rutu is now what the fall is Ashvayuja Masa, Kartika Masa. And then Himanta Rutu, pre-winter, is this December January, January, Pushya Masa. And then Magha Phalguna is February and March, the full winter, Shishir Rutu, 6. And in the Vedas, they also say 5, as in, together these become 1 winter. And so they consider this 5 seasons. 5 seasons or 6 seasons. Because winter is kind of extended until 4 months. So they divide it pre-winter and then the winter. Right? And he says, among these 6 seasons, I am Kusumakar. I am the season, the special season, the best season is when the flowers bloom. And that is Vasanta Ritu. I am in Vasanta Ritu, making Vasanta Ritu special. And therefore, and which also means that a lot of things that we do, like in the Yajurveda, it says Vasante, Jyotisham Yajeta. That means there is a lot of special offerings that you do during the Vasanta Ritu. So it has more strength, more potency when it is done in that season. So that is Rutuna Kusumakaraha. So Margashira Masa, among all the masas, which is the first month. This year, starting from the 25th of December. Okay, it starts, from the 15th of December, not 25th. 25th is Gita Jayanti, but 15th of December is the Margashirsha Masa starts. And the Vasanta Rutu is somewhere in March or April. That is when the spring season starts. So he says that he's saying the best of the best. He's showing in all domains. In the months, the first month is the best. The activities, everything is there. In the seasons, the season of spring, where everything comes back to life after winter, that is the best. And therefore, you have to worship me as being there in that season and creating that season. It is my spark. In the end, he says, why say different things? All you can think that everything is just a spark of me. It's just my reflection of my spark. In the end, he'll say that. Okay, so that is Masanam Margashirshoham Rutunam Kusumakaraha. Okay, that is 35. 36. Now, he says, Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi Tejas Tejasvinaham Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi Sattvam Sattvavatamaham. Not only good things, bad things also. Things that stand out among the bad. Again, it is there because of me, he's saying. He says, Dyutam, gambling. That means among, see if you look, let's look at the Gita Vibhuti. He says, Chalayatam. What does Chalayatam? Kapatyamacharatam. Krida paratva hetuna dyutanama dyutastaha. That means kapatya. That means kapata. The kapata nature, the scheming nature, right? Among people who scheme, who are transactional or scheming, basically bad. For them, I am in dyuta. I am in the gambling game. And that is what makes gambling the attraction for the people who are of that nature. Right?
Okay.
Chalayatam, that means who are into all of these gambling or gambling-like activities or transactional activities, living off of huge interest and kind of manipulating people. He says, for them, that gambling is me. I make it famous for them. Basically, here in the sense of taking them into the bad path. Not only I'm taking them into good path, people in the good path, I'm also the cause of taking people in the bad path as well. Right?
That's a controversial. That's a controversial sloka.
Why?
So, no, I'm just saying, he's in the bad people also.
Yeah.
That is why I'm like.
He's trying to say, what is he trying to say? I am in good, bad, ugly. Everything is because of me.
Yes.
There is nothing where he's not. He has not given the examples of them because that is not really required. Yeah. You have to say good things. But he's also mentioned not to leave this out. He's saying, Dyutam Chalayatam Asmi. Chala, those who show, that means those who manipulate. Right? For them, I'm in Dyuta. I'm in gambling. Making them go take the bad path. I'm the one who is the one taking in good path for the people with Sattva Guna. I'm also the one taking the people in the mixed path for the one with Rajoguna. I'm also the one taking the people in the bad path for those in Tamoguna. Everything is me. That's what he's saying.
I'm everywhere. I'm
in everything, causing everything.
Irrespective of things, I'm everywhere.
Irrespective, because those things are manifesting its nature. Now, let's say the world only has good things and only has good books. Okay. What will the tamasics do?
Yeah. Oh,
They will not like Bhagavad Gita.
yeah.
Right? Now, if you only have Bhagavad Gita in this world, what is the book for the people of tamasic nature? They are not like anything. So he says the books that these guys will like, that is also because of me.
Hmm.
That is what he's saying.
I'm just I'm just a, I'm just watching. I'm not influencing. You to choose what is right.
No, they are choosing because of their nature.
There's Jiva Swabhava.
Jiva Swabhava, correct.
And Hatha. Hatha is also there.
Correct. That is Jiva Swabhava.
Ah,
What comes, yeah, see, he is not creating the tamasic nature. He's manifesting the tamasic nature. And he's creating the path where they'll go. He's just creating that. They are the ones who are attracted to that and they go to that. That's it. If there was only Bhagavad Gita, then what will tamasics do? There's nothing in this world that interests them. So you need to provide literature that will interest them, right? And there's the best of that also. He's saying, I'm also in them.
amazing.
Right? That is like that. Then he says, Tejas Tejasvinamaham. Tejas. What is Tejas?
Tejas means this.
See here what he says. Prakashatvat Tejo Nama Tejastaha. What is? See, there are three in the body, right? If you look at Ayurveda, there are three systems. Right? What are the three systems? Pitta, Kapha or Shleshma and Vata. Three systems. Right? Even, under them, even more in a more abstract kind of energies, it is called Tejas, Ojas and Prana. These are the three energies that are there in the body. Tejas, from Tejas, Pitta comes. That means the luster in your face, the luster in your body. When you are healthy, there's a healthy glow. There's a glow to us when we are healthy. That is called Tejas, Tejo Shakti. Right? Ojas. Ojas is like the stamina that brings stamina in us. That is called Ojas. And one of the best things for Ojas is what? Almonds.
Okay.
Eating almonds early in the morning, it's supposed to be like Ojas, Ojo Shakti. Heart. Heart is Ojas. That means it is the strength of the heart, the stamina that it brings. That is Ojas. Prana. Prana is activity, that which activates, right? So that means the strength of activity. That is Prana Shakti. So from Prana Shakti, Vata comes. Prana that is flowing in the body, from that, Vata comes. From Oja Shakti, Shleshma or Kapha comes. And from Teja Shakti, Pitta comes.
Okay.
Right? So these are three underlying energies that are in the body. Tejas, Ojas and Prana. Okay. So is the Tejas Vinamaham means that glow that comes. The glow is not because of them. The glow is because of me, he's saying. Tejasvinam. Tejasvi means those who have that glow. Where is that glow coming? Fair and lovely? No. That he's talking about real glow, not artificial glow. The real glow comes from me. I'm the cause of the glow. Okay. And then Jayosmi. I am Jaya. I am victory of the winner. It is the winner is not the winner. I am the winner, the victory of the winner. Vyavasayosmi. What is Vyavasaya?
Is it agriculture?
No. Vyavasaya.
Day-to-day.
Vyavasayo Nishchayaha.
Oh.
Vyavasaya means Nishchaya Jnana. The right thing. That is called Vyavasayosmi. Vyavasaya. The right thing. not the wrong things. That means that which is proven to be right. That is the Vyavasaya. Like Krishna in the earlier chapter says, Vyavasayatmiko buddhihi ekeha kurunandana. There is only one Siddhanta, which is rationally derived. Siddhanta is one. Bahushaka hi anantascha buddhayaha avyavasayinam. Opinions are many. Proven, definite knowledge is but one. That is the Vyavasaya. Nishchaya. Vyavasaya osmi. Sattvam, sattvatamaham. The sattva guna of the sattvikasam. Among the three gunas, which is the best guna? Sattva guna. Because it has the best of both the rajas, which is action, and the stability of tamas. Both are mixed in the right proportion in sattva. So that is sattvam. The sattva guna is the best among the three gunas because of me. Right? I mean, every domain is covering language, poetry, and seasons, and all of everything. Take the best. I am in them, and that's what makes them the best. Right? That's what he's saying.
Antaryami.
He's the Antaryami of us. And then this is where, when I first read Bhagavad Gita and I was in the 7th standard, I lost it. I hated Bhagavad Gita. This sloka, right? The 37th sloka. Vrishni nam Vasudevosmi. Among the Vrishnis, among the Yadavas, I'm the Vasudeva. Right? It's Krishna saying, among all the Yadavas, the best of the Yadavas is me, Vasudeva. Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Among the Pandavas, I am Arjuna. And my question, if he is Arjuna, he is Vasudeva, why is he telling this to this guy? Both of them are same. Right?
Oh.
So, when he says Vasudeva, it is he, Pratyaksha Vibhuti. When he's saying among the Pandavas, what makes Arjuna special? Because it's his lineage that is going. In terms of strength and character and all this, Bhima is way above Arjuna.
Yeah.
But Arjuna has special, avesha of, in the Nara Amsha, Indra Amsha, and then also this one. What is that? Nara Amsha, which is Narahari Amsha is there, and Naram Chaiva Narottamam. That Nara, that is Arjuna. That Amsha is there in Arjuna. And then Indra Amsha is there in Arjuna. Shesha Amsha is there in Arjuna. All of these come to make Arjuna special. It is his lineage that is carried on. That is the Kuru lineage, is Arjuna's lineage. And so he says, I am in Arjuna, making Arjuna famous. So he's telling among Dhananjaya, why do you think you are a great archer? Why? Because I am in you, making you great. And in the future, Arjuna will realize that, because when Krishna is gone,
Yeah.
he cannot even defeat the robbers that robbed the cattle in the kingdom of the Pandavas after the war. So there's a cattle that is that is robbed. So he goes to fight with them, and they defeat Arjuna. And he laments, without Krishna I am nothing, he says. That is exactly what this is. Pandavanam Dhananjaya. Among the Pandavas, Arjuna has my special avesha, because I have determined that he is the one that is very important for this war. And it is his lineage that will go forward. Right? So that thing I didn't understand, because the English translation said, among the Pandavas I am Arjuna, I am among the Yadavas I am Krishna. And when in the 7th standard, when I'm looking at this, why is then, if he is himself Arjuna, why is he asking himself to teach himself? So I was like, this is not a good book. And I was, but then there's like so many layers and years that you finally understand. Oh, okay, this is what it is. That is without the prior preparation to understand, you cannot understand any of the Vedic literature. And even now, there is a ocean that we will understand as we grow more in knowledge. Then it opens up. As we grow further, the same literature opens up different levels that we were not able to access now. Okay. And then Muninam api aham Vyasaha. Among all the munis. So what is a muni? Let's see, what is a muni?
Rishis.
No, muni, etymological. Let's see what this one says here. Here, he is deriving Sarvasman Vishishtatvad Vihi Asamantat Saha Gataha Vishwasa Sarvatasta Vyasa. He is derived Vyasa's name Yadva Vishishta Asa. Muninam. Muni is Maunagataha. That means, they take the silence vratas. Right? That is munis. So among them, it says Vyasa. Again, he is Pratyaksha Rupa. Vyasa is Pratyaksha Rupa. Vasudeva is Pratyaksha Rupa. Vyasa is Pratyaksha Rupa. Right? And of course, and so Veda Vyasa, right? He's talking about himself, Veda Vyasa. But also this can be Vyasas in any of the lineage, any of the age, because every age in the Dwapara Yuga, Vyasa is born. And only of the, like we are in the 28th, right? In the 28th cycle, 4 times Vishnu himself came as Vyasa. This is one of the times. And then I think the fourth cycle, and there's some different cycles in which Vishnu himself became Vyasa and then divided the knowledge and kind of made it into one, structured kind of body of knowledge to go to the Kali Yuga, right? Who is going to be the next Vyasa?
You told me.
Ashwatthama. Ashwatthama. And who is Shiva? So the next, in the 29th cycle, Shiva is the Veda Vyasa. So that position itself of structuring knowledge, he says that is special. Among them, I myself this time have come as Veda Vyasa. So special among specials, right? And this time, let's look at, I think I had Vyasa.
So remember, Sunil, you said Shiva's next position would be Garuda or something, right? So,
in the next age, in the next creation.
next creation, yeah.
Shiva will be Shiva for 100 years of Brahma.
Yeah.
Then in the next, when next Brahma comes, that means he who is Hanuman now will become Brahma in the next creation.
Wow.
Then when the Garuda comes, that is now who Shiva is, that will become Garuda.
So what happens to the current Garuda now? Then he becomes Mukta?
He becomes Mukta.
Okay.
Yeah, just like the current Brahma becomes Mukta.
Wow. So they have to go so much. They need to do so much work before they get Mukta position.
But because they are an ocean of Ananda, right?
Yeah.
See, if there is a small cup, for that to be full, it takes 5 minutes. That is our sadhana. To make an ocean full, it takes ages, right? So that is their sadhana.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It is all depending on who you are. Are you an ocean or a lake or a river or a cup?
Okay.
Right? But full is full. Ocean is also full, cup is also full. Right? When your fullness of Ananda comes, you don't know, oh, that is ocean. No. When you are full, you don't care about others because you are full. You are who you are. When that is that, you love that.
Yeah.
There is no jealousy of, this is ocean, I'm only a cup. Oh, I want to become that. No, nothing like that. Because you are full. When you are empty, you think like that. When you are full, you are good.
Super.
Right? So that is the Veda Vyasa, right? I was talking about Veda Vyasa. So, we know about Veda Vyasa story and all that. So, Parashara and Satyavati's son, his son is Shuka. Again, Shuka is who? Shuko Digambaraha. Who is Shuka? Shiva. Shuka is Shiva. And his students, Paila, Shuka, Vaishampayana, Romaharshana or Lomaharshana, Jaimini, Sumanto. Of course,
Jaimini-
Ugrashavas.
Jaimini Sutra is from him, right? So
Yeah, Jaimini Sutra is from Jaimini. So Paila, who is Paila? Paila is the one who is the keeper. Like he had his students. One got Rigveda. All of the Rigveda went to Paila and his students. They are the keepers of different shakhas of the Rigveda. Shukacharya, Bhagavata.
okay.
He
Wow.
is the keeper of Bhagavata. Vaishampayana
Mahabharata.
and Yajurveda. And then Jaimini, Samaveda, Jaimini, and then a lot of astrological astrology, all of those things come from him.
So
Lomaharshana,
Jaimini,
all of the Puranas come from him. And his son, Ugrashavas, he is also keeper of all the Puranas. Sumanto or Sumanta is Atharva Veda. So his students and then their students, that is how they have brought all of that knowledge till here.
Sunil, they say Atharvana Veda is something they use it for, black magic and all that. Is it?
No. Atharva Veda it's all derived from Rig Veda verses only. But they're all medicinal things are there. Everything is there in Atharva Veda. Right? So basically all of these things, he structured the knowledge that was one. It was spread around the country, brought everything back, and gave the Rig Veda tree to Paila, Yajurveda to Vaishampayana, and of course he is also Mahabharata. And then all of the Purana, the Samaveda to Jaimini, Atharva Veda to Sumanta. All the Puranas went to Romaharshana, and Bhagavata went to Shuka.
So Ramayana was not happening that time, right? So Ramayana
Ramayana is
they already done with it.
not even before. It is in a cycle before that.
Okay.
See, Mahabharata happened in the 28th cycle.
Okay.
That is just before us.
Okay.
Ramayana did not happen before Mahabharata. Ramayana happened in some other age, in some other cycle. It is not in a line. Then Ramayana happened and then Mahabharata happened. No. It is, see, these stories are from different ages. Some, picked and chosen from different ages, sometimes in different manvantaras, sometimes in a manvantara in different yugantaras. So it's all different. Some are in the same Yuga Chakra, like Mahabharata is in the same Yuga Chakra as us. But not Ramayana. Ramayana is something else.
That's why it is not mentioned. I mean, so who is the keeper of Ramayana, Sunil? I mean, Valmiki, apart from
Valmiki rewrote. Ramayana is Mula Ramayana story was told to Valmiki.
Oh, okay. He didn't write that down.
No, he did. Whatever was told to him, he composed poetry.
Okay.
Just like, Kalidasa wrote Raghuvamsha. Right? So whatever story was already existing, he created a work based on that.
Okay.
Same way, Valmiki, whatever was story was existing as Mula Ramayana, he wrote Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana. Right? And he mentions Mula Ramayana story in Valmiki Ramayana. He mentions that there's a Mula Ramayana in Valmiki Ramayana itself. He mentions that. Okay. So these are all the knowledge that he's talking about.
Sunil?
Yes.
So the Jaimini, he did the Mimamsa also, right? The Karma Mimamsa.
Correct. The Mimamsa Sutras are Jaimini Sutras, yes. Like Brahma Sutras came from Veda Vyasa. Mimamsa Sutras from Jaimini, like that. I mean, they wrote extensively about all of them, structured them as sutras, and then were keepers of knowledge, and then their students transmitted that. Different families were keepers of different of the parts of these Vedas. Like each of us, I don't even know which part of, like, we are, when we do when we change the thread, you are either Rigveda Shaki, Yajurveda Shaki, which Shaka you belong to. I know I'm Rigveda, but I don't know which Shaka, because we are supposed to be the keepers of that Rigveda part, but it is lost. Who knows which one? So the same way, Yajurvedis would have done or kept some portion of Yajurveda, so that all of those things, that's how nobody kind of memorized the whole thing, or maybe they would have, but they're like, let's say 100 verses. Your family kept that. Your family, generation of the generation, were the keepers of the 100 verses portion of one portion of the Rig Veda. Right? Your first mandala, the first mandala portion was kept by one family. The second mandala was kept by another family. The third mandala by another family. So they would all be called together for a home yajna, and then each one would chant their mandalas. So that's how it was divided and kept among different families, and then it was transmitted.
Excellent.
So it's a fantastic thing how the transmission, memorization happened, and how the transmission was kept. And because it was kind of spread, so that to make sure that there's no corruption that happens, because people were in different parts of the country, and then if one got corrupted, then there'll be a difference between what people know, and that's how. And they had checks and balances for the way they memorize and the way they chant. Different patas. There's a pada pata, ghana pata, all of those things are there. And so these different ways of chanting made sure that if something corrupted, you can fix it. Error correction was all built into it. So fantastic.
Like, even today, the military secrets, they follow the very similar system. Like, they don't keep everything in one place, and then they encrypt it, and then it has the correction checking and everything, so that, like, the whole thing is not known to one person. So it's all divided and then spread. It never gets destroyed. And then,
exactly right. And that is the reason why, when we had invasions, like if you look at Iran and all that, Iran fell within 40-50 years. The whole thing was changed. Because all they needed to do in the Middle East and all those places was to just kill the king, and or if the king converted, all of the population converted. But in India, because of the way it was kind of spread around and completely diversified, you had to now go change each part, because it was many and diversified. So whether one king died is fine, there are 100 kings more. Right? So, that is how it is kept. That is, and it is by design. I don't know, it is by design that there is no centralized authorities. There are many, it is decentralized, many centers.
Exactly.
And when it comes to knowledge, when it comes to politics, everything is decentralized. It's a small groups of many spread around. And the problem with that is we cannot come together as a big one to project our power. That is the drawback of this. But then, when you are able to project the power as one central thing, you also fall down fast, because all you need is that center to fall. So our structure is made to kind of stay forever. And for the knowledge not to be destroyed, kind of thing.
Nice.
Okay. So I think it's almost 12:30. Let me see if are we done with this? Muninam apyam vyasaha kavinam ushana kabhi. We'll finish this one. Who is kavinam? among the seers.
Singer.
Kavi is a wise man. Kavi in Sanskrit is wise man. Right? Wise among the wise. Who is he saying? Ushana Kavi. Who is Ushana?
Shukracharya. Right?
Ushana is Shukracharya. Shukracharya is Kavi. Right? So if you are in your
Chart.
Navamsha, if Lagna has Shukra has an effect of or 5th or 9th, what will happen?
You'll have a good poetic sense, writing poetry and all that.
And who does it?
That's it. Maybe Kannadasan, I believe.
No, you, man.
Oh, yeah.
There is some influence, I think, in your Navamsha. There is a Shukra influence there.
Yeah,
So you will have interest in poetry.
Yeah, it's there in my Lagna. Now,
Navamsha Lagna, right? That is what it gives interest. That's why Shukracharya is called Kavi.
okay.
Poetic ability comes from Shukra.
Okay.
Right? Shukra is who? Whose son? Bhrugu's son. So Bhrugu is Manasaputra of Brahma. Bhrugu and Puloma, they are the wife. So from her comes Bhargava. First Bhargava. Who is the first Bhargava? Shukra. And this is a very good, because after Bhrugu is killed by Shiva, even in the Daksha beheading of Daksha, Bhrugu will be there in the Yajna. So when Bhairava goes, Kala Bhairava, he kills Bhrugu also there. And then Bhrugu is reborn as Varuna's son. So Bhrugu's lineage is connected to Varuna Deva. That's what in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhrugur Vai Varunihi Varunam Pitaram Upasasara. That means Varuna is his father, Bhrugu's father. So Varuna is what? Rules what?
Rain, water.
What does water element stand for?
Jalatattva.
What does it stand for? Pleasure.
Yeah, that's correct.
Fire stands for hard work. Water stands for pleasure. Varuna, that's why Varuna is called Asura. Why is Varuna Asura? Asun Ramayati iti Asura. Asun means, Asu means Indriyas. The 5 Indriyas, Jnanendriyas. Ramana, pleasure the Indriyas, sense organs. That's why he's Asura. Varuna rules pleasure of the sense organs. Right? And he rules bedroom, those, and the bathroom. Right? There's Agni part, the Agni part and the Varuna part, right? The right side of the body, and the left side of the body. Right? So Varuna. So Bhrugu's lineage is the lineage of what? Desires.
Okay.
Who is Bhargavi? Lakshmi.
Yeah, Bhargavi. Yeah.
Lakshmi is Bhrugu's daughter. Right?
Yeah.
So, look at the trend. Varuna, Bhrugu, Lakshmi, Shukra. What is Shukra? Giver of pleasure.
Yeah.
The Kala Purusha, Shukra gives pleasure.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah, beautiful.
So and then Parashurama is also in the Bhargava lineage.
And also they say, if you pray to Lakshmi, he'll give you wealth. And also if Shukra is in good place, you'll get wealth. That's all.
Yeah, because see, Shukra in your chart, the ruler is Lakshmi. Lakshmi is his sister.
Wow. So connected.
So the lineage of Bhrugu is all the lineage of people who give fortune.
Fortune.
Fortune and wealth and all of those things. That all comes. That is not the case in the Vasishtha lineage. They are like, full knowledge. They are fire. Right? Angirasa. The name itself means fire. So if you go to their lineage, whoever is born through them, no, they are not like that. Right? Here, Vyasa is from the Vasishtha lineage. Right? Vasishtha, Shakti, Parashara, Vyasa, Shuka, and all those things. But if you go to Bhrugu lineage, then you see a lot of water element. Shukra is there, Lakshmi is there, Varuna is there, all of them that shower the
Fortune.
blessings in terms of prosperity. They are all connected to Bhrigu lineage. Especially because Bhargavi, Lakshmi has showered the blessings on that lineage. Right? Bhargavi is Lakshmi.
This Bhargavi name, I used to hear a lot in Chennai. Now that name is not even coming. It's an old name that people used to keep it for.
That is Lakshmi. Bhargavi means Lakshmi. Right? So Shukra basically rules what? He's also very, very knowledgeable. He's Sarvashastra Pravaktaram, Bhargavam Pranamamyaham, right? So he rules white color. He is what? His daughter is Devyani, right? Kacha Devyani. The story that I told. Kacha is the son of this one, Brihaspati. And he is also the one who got Mrutyunjaya mantra.
Oh, okay.
Mrutya Sanjeevani, Mrutyunjaya mantra. Trambakam Vajamahe, we were talking about. Who is the seer of that mantra? Shukracharya.
Wow. So connected. Wow, very nice.
And where does this Trambakeshwara live in the chart?
Triambakeshwara lives in the chart.
The 12 Jyotirlingas. Trambakeshwara is a Jyotirlinga.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Right? Nashik, right?
No. He's talking about his position.
Sorry, yeah. I'm not on that. Okay.
I'm thinking sixth, Sunil, if not.
Huh?
Sixth position? Sixth? No.
How can it be sixth, man?
No, I'm just I don't remember that.
Meena Rashi.
Oh.
Trambakeshwara is Meena Rashi. Why? Because Shukra is what in Meena Rashi?
Exalted.
The most powerful in Meena Rashi, Trambakeshwara. Come on, man. I think I've taught all of it.
No, I forgot.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah.
Nakshatra, Lordship, Rudras are there. I think I had written.
Now you showed us. No, you created separate one for that, Sunil.
Maruts. Yeah,
yeah.
Where?
No, not here. Sorry.
Yeah, this is Kala Sarpadosha. Okay. Yeah, I know I have it somewhere. It is somewhere, it's there.
Not here. It was a separate chart mode you created.
Yeah, I had 12 Jyotirlingas.
You also put Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya. Yeah, this one. This chart, I believe. This is the one we were talking. Rudra.
No, not this one. See, that's the problem with spreading it out everywhere. Yeah, I'll have to search that. Right? So the Jyotirlingas, the 12, here, she was, here, Jyotirlinga, here. Where is Trambakeshwara? Meena Rashi. And Shukra is exalted here. Right? Why? See, that is the connection. Shukra is exalted, most powerful in Trambakeshwara. He got this Mrita Sanjeevani mantra from Shiva. Right? All of the mantras he had. So all the connections are there. He entered the body of Shiva when Shiva was doing meditation. And so he got the power of Shiva and the mantra through him. Right?
Yeah.
So, that is Shukra. He's single-eyed, of course, in the Vamana Avatara. Vamana takes one eye off. So Shukra is single-eyed. And he's in the Kala Purusha, he rules pleasure. Right? What are the tell me this thing, different planets and what they rule in the for Kala Purusha? Sun.
Sun for
is Atma.
Atma.
Kala Purusha's Atma is Sun. Then Moon is
Manokara.
Manas. Kala Purusha's Manas is Moon. Mars is
Parak.
his strength,
Strength, yeah.
His courage and strength is Mars. And then Buddha is
intelligence.
intelligent, and Vak, his power of speech, is Buddha. And then Guru is
Knowledge.
his knowledge, and Ananda, real Ananda is Guru. Shukra is his pleasure. Shani is his dukkha.
Tamasic and dukkha.
Yeah, Shani is his dukkha. Right? Rahu is his
Image of
viparita jnana. So whatever is opposite. And then Ketu is his death.
moksha karaka.
Not moksha. Ketu in Navamsha is moksha karaka, not in Rashi. Okay. So these are Shukra. Shukra is very important graha. Shukra is very important graha because not only is on one side he is the giver of prosperity because Lakshmi has blessed him, but also the giver of knowledge. Shukra gives knowledge as well. He's a Sarva Shastra Pravaktara. The Shukra mantra is called Sarva Shastra Pravaktaram Bhargavam Pranamamyam. Right? So he's the Bhargava. So Mrityunjay mantra was given to Shukra. Shukra is the rebirth. The rebirth of the cause of rebirth. That is Shukra. Okay, and that is related to the Meena Rashi. That is related to the Meena Rashi. So Meena Rashi is also very pure. See, Meena Rashi as the 12th house rules moksha, but also rules what? Pleasure. So two aspects are there.
And also, Krishna also says, Adityanam Aham Vishnu. That's also 12.
In the Meena, the spiritual aspect of it. Meena is ruled by Guru, so it means it is spiritual. Right? But if you look at sixth, what is sixth?
Mallikarjuna.
Mallikarjuna, but when it comes to this one, what is sixth house in the chart?
The disease and enemies and all that.
No. In terms of what is seventh house? If seventh house is your partner and marriage, sixth house is brahmacharya.
12th from 7th.
12th from 7th, right? So that means, see, Meena is what? If sixth is brahmacharya, Meena is grihastha-ashrama. Right? Yeah, that is how it is.
And also in Kanya, Shukra gets debiliated. 7th from there it's.
And what does Kanya mean?
Yeah, that's correct.
Virgin means that is brahmacharini. See, even if the English name Vargo derived from virgin, which means brahmacharini. She is Kanya.
Yeah.
Right? So why is Shukra weak there? Because she is Kanya. There is no samsara to her. But why is he strong in Meena? There is samsara there. Husband and wife are there in Meena. She is alone in Kanya.
Yeah.
Shukra is exalted in Meena, debilitated in it. See, all the Purana stories are the stories of all of this Rashis and how the Grahas are there and what they are doing. That is all it is. That is why it's called Purana. Itihasa is different. Purana is this. Relationships, templates, who is what, where. That is basically, when you look at the story of Shukra, it is basically his positions and how he does in each of the Rashis. And that is what manifests when we are born, it is there. If Shukra is in Kanya when we are born, then a certain aspect will not be there. Not like that.
So we're dry personality, and not liking so much about all these. Maybe there'll be other planets influence, but mostly like a dry and
it is basically Shukra in the 6th house in the Bhava or in Kanya, not good for marriage. Just a general thing. Because 6th house is the house of Brahmacharya, Kanya is house of Brahmacharya, and the Lord of pleasure in a Brahmacharya What can you give? Nothing you'll give. It's gone.
So Sunil, I mean, sorry to bring this. For Tula Lagna, if you say Shukra is going to the 6th, he's a lord of, it's a Lagna lord, but he's sitting in 6th, but it's exalted. That is also a very tough combination.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
exalted. Yeah.
exactly. So it is in the 6th,
Yeah.
but he is in the natural 12th. So you have to mix those things and see what comes.
Yeah.
Right. So it is all of those things are there. Right. So again, Tula is why. Tula is also the where Lakshmi is.
That's correct.
Right. I said, why is it fiscal new year? Because Tula Amavasya,
Okay.
why do you do Lakshmi Puja? Because that is where the wealth in the chart. See, the wealth in a chart is always in your 7th house.
Oh, okay. I was thinking 11.
It is in the 7th house. Your support is in the 11th house. Your wealth is in the 7th house.
Okay.
Right? So the natural 7th is in Tula. That is where Lakshmi is. And that is why Shukra rules it. Shukra rules that 7th, which is pleasure and partnership and relationships, and also 2nd. Right? So, I mean, it is, you can take a Purana story, and then you can weave that story in the chart and see how the chart, the relationships that are there in the chart shows. Basically, Purana stories are astrological stories.
Somehow they bring that too here. Somehow
Every-
it's correct. Somehow it's just wow, beautifully.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's like, the poetic ability comes from Shukra. So you cannot have a poet without having the power of Shukra.
Okay.
Right? That is all of those things are there. Okay. So I think we'll stop at this. We have finished 37.
Yeah.
So another 5 is there. So next class is not there. Next week is not there. And then a week after that, I think we should be able to finish this.
So 1 year, one chapter. Still going.
So this, we'll finish 10th chapter before we end this December. And then from January onwards, we'll take Vishwarupa Darshana. That will be full of poetry only.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And it is just keeping every book on the side and just listening to it. That is 11th chapter. It's fantastic. It is. Okay then. Any questions so far?
I already asked one question about this. Why
What?
you explained to me earlier. I asked why Yudhishthira was not chosen by Krishna, because the knowledge he has is phenomenon compared to Arjuna. But you explained to me because his lineage was continuing. But just for others, I'm just putting this. I asked this question.
See, Yudhishthira was dry knowledge.
Okay.
He was like, what Arjuna, Bhimasena was, if you look at all of Mahabharata, he's never confused.
Yeah.
Bhima is never confused. Yudhishthira is always confused. Arjuna confused, sometimes sometimes not.
Stability.
Right? So Arjuna was more definite knowledge. Yudhishthira was kind of, he's like they say that, he stood for dharma, but the letter of, not the spirit of dharma, the letter of dharma. He was giving more importance to the letter. If dharma shastra says this, he would follow that.
It's like more
Forget the spirit of that.
More like Bhishma.
More like Bhishma, right? Because for him, the oath that he took became important than saving Draupadi. He could have saved Draupadi, but he thought, for the oath is important. If I take an oath, then I'll keep the oath. And so that is sticking to the letter than the spirit. So Yudhishthira was exactly like that. He gave more importance to. That is exactly right. Bhishma, Yudhishthira also, he was because Dhritarashtra called him, he went for the dice game. He knew he would fail. He knew, he did not know the game. But then, I don't want to cause a war. I don't want to be the cause of the war and all of those things. And he went with some ideals, right? And that's the problem. He had a lot of ideals which were like letter, not the spirit. Bhima represented the actual spirit, and Arjuna represented the learning, the person who is learning that spirit of the, who doesn't know that, is kind of confused between the letter and the spirit, and Krishna explains what the spirit is.
Super. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, then let's finish it with the prayer. Om Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagat Gurum. Om. Okay, next week there's no class, and then a week after that we will have it, and mostly there's about 5 more verses. So at the most it will be 2 classes if we go in depth.
Yes, 6.
But I don't think a lot of stories are there. But so we might finish it in 1 or maybe at the most 2 classes.
Yes, 6th and 13th.
Huh?
6th, it's coming December 6th.
6th. So we'll do mostly finish by the 6th. If not, then the next one.
Yeah, 13th would be. After that, it's Christmas. All.
After that, Margashira Masa.
Margashira. That's true. Yeah, you're right.
Okay then. Yeah.
Sunil,
Enjoy all the vacation, Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay then. Okay. Bye.